Good morning. I see when you speak in English, most of you take off your headphones, so I will try to speak in English as opposed to my mother tongue. I'm an attorney. I'm standing in the head of the organization Shurat Adin Israel Law Center. And in the past decade or so, we are representing terror victims in lawsuits and legal actions that they are taking against the Palestinian organizations and their financial patrons. We have cases against Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Palestine Authority, Iran, Syria, North Korea, banks or financial institutes that are involved with financing terrorism. All that in order to save Jewish life and to fight back. So far, we've won $1 billion in judgment, $600 million we seized, and we actually collected $60 million who went to the hands of the terror victims. In addition to this, we are involved with protecting human rights from the other side of the map. Jews also have human rights. And I may bring up an answer for what Ronen brought up here before me. When the court in Spain issued an investigation against the IDF soldiers who were involved with the Saleh Shahade bombing, we were asked what we can do. To the one of you who are not familiar with this fact of this case, Saleh Shahade was the head of the military wing of the Hamas. He was a close assistant of Ahmed Yassin. He was a mastermind behind all the suicide bombing, the terror attacks that Hamas took from the beginning of the Intifada, starting from 2000. Israel tried to assassinate him for several times and failed. One point, they got information that Saleh Shahade is sitting in a building in Gaza, and in order not to miss him this time, they dropped a bomb which weighed a ton on the building. Saleh Shahade got killed, and so did 13 Palestinians. The Palestinians brought a complaint in Spain, and the court in Spain decided to investigate all the commanders that were involved with this targeted killing, and also some politicians in Israel, including Bughi Ya'alon, Dan Khalutz, and others. We thought to pay back, and we realized that in the Kosovo War, there was a head of the NATO forces there named Javier Solana, who is the ex-foreign minister of Spain and now is the head of foreign relations of the EU. In the course of the war, they dropped bombs on civilian targets by mistake, but they did. From a very high altitude, they dropped bombs. One of them fell on a hospital and killed 7 children. We decided to bring a lawsuit against Javier Solana to ask the Spanish court to open an investigation regarding this case. And all of a sudden, when we were almost about to file this lawsuit, the legislature in Spain changed the law, which limited the jurisdiction, the universal jurisdiction that Spain had, saying that if the country that we want to bring investigation against had its own investigation, Spain will not get involved. However, this case, just to summarize, this case was never investigated by the Israeli forces. Our friends, the NGOs, European-funded NGOs, brought a high court petition against the IDF and against the Attorney General to investigate this Saleh Shahade bombing, but the High Court, in a very sane moment, decided not to. So this case was never investigated. Therefore, the court in Spain said that he still has a jurisdiction to go forward with his case. The prosecutor in Spain filed an appeal, and the High Court of the Spanish country said that for now they're not going to deal with this case, and they dropped it. And inside information told us that our threat to file a lawsuit against Javier Solana had a factor in this decision. But ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't start there. The problem of the NGOs, the problem of our warfare that we have to fight outside of Israel actually begins here in Israel, in our home. These European-funded NGOs who initiated the complaint in Spain are the ones who demoralized our right and harming our right, the Jewish right, to live in this country. And unfortunately, the High Court in Jerusalem collaborates with them. I'll give you just two sample cases that we are involved with recently. One of them is the 443 road. We know that the 443 road is a major, major road between Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And in the beginning of the Intifada, 8 people got killed there in a course of 6 months. The Palestinians who are living across the road in the villages there just find it very easy target to drop Molotov cocktails on the road and run to their village. The IDF tried to protect this road and did everything they could until they didn't have a choice but to close down the road to Palestinian traffic. A year ago, an NGO, European-funded one, along with the villages that are living across the road, filed a High Court petition against the IDF to open the road back to Palestinian traffic. They said that the people, Palestinian people who live in the villages, have inconvenience with getting to their fields. Sometimes it takes them additional 10 minutes to get to Ramallah, and therefore, they should open the road back to Palestinian traffic. The Supreme Court, we joined the IDF in the respondent, and the Supreme Court said that indeed it's a serious problem. The inconvenience of the Palestinian people is a major, major problem, and therefore the IDF should find a way to open the road back to Palestinian traffic, even if it harms or may harm the life of the Israelis who are using the road. This is what they said in their judgment. The IDF has 5 months to open the road. He's going to open it in May. Another case that we are involved with is a case that was filed against a Jewish group, 20 young people, that issued a bid on a plot of land in Jaffa. The Israeli administration offered a piece of land in Jaffa near the sea, beautiful place, for people to come and put a bid and to build residential buildings. These 20 young people gathered up as a group, filed a bid. They won it because their offer was higher than another bid that was put there. And right after they won it, again, the European-funded NGOs with 25 Arabs, local Arabs from Jaffa, filed a motion to the District Court of Tel Aviv asking them to cancel the bid. They said that Jews, this building is intended only to Jewish people, and therefore they should not be allowed to live in Jaffa. It's a discrimination, they said. The District Court threw it on its face based on technicality, but they said that there is a contradiction in the allegations of the Arabs, because have the Arab won the bid, they wouldn't come to court and say it's discrimination. The NGO filed an appeal to the Supreme Court, And very surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, the High Court issued a temporary restraining order against the Jewish group. They said that there might be inequality in giving a whole building, only 20 apartments, but a whole building to Jewish people in the heart of Jaffa. Just to let you know, last week we won the case back because it went back to the district court, and the district court, this time on its merits, said the Jews have a right to live in Jaffa. My point, which I'm trying to make here, is that we cannot win this warfare if we cannot break this unholy alliance between Europe, the NGOs who are funded by Europe, and the courts in Israel, especially the High Court. If the courts around the world see and view what the courts in Israel are doing, they have the most legitimacy to rule the way they do. If they see that the High Court of Justice orders the IDF to open an investigation against a soldier that was involved with, for instance, shooting an ISM activist because it was giving him a hard time to protect the life of the Israeli citizens, or involved with targeted killings like Salah Shahade, or any other sort of this type of things, the courts outside of Israel should follow this rule. Therefore, in order to break it, in order to win the outside warfare, we have to win it first here, in our home. We have to clean and clear up the house, and then win it outside. Thank you very much.